Hello, this is the second video in a four-part series discussing the OnPoint Study Analyzer tool. This video will be focused on basic functionality, specifically revolving around DICOM data exploration. What we mean by DICOM data exploration is dealing with the problem of a large number of DICOM files on your hard drive and not really knowing what's in there, and can be quite often useful to look at these DICOM files in a quick way to understand what's there. This is what the one of the key features of the Study Analyzer tool is. After installation, you'll notice two things. When you right-click on a folder in the Windows Explorer, you'll see two new entries on your right-click menu: Open in DICOM Study Analyzer and Send via DICOM Study Analyzer. We're going to focus on Open in DICOM Study Analyzer right now, and what that's going to do is go through that directory I just showed you, review all of the files in there, and extract out some of the most important attributes that are used for just kind of looking at the data to see what's there. A couple of things you'll see on the screen here is a summary of the information is put down here. As we know, if you have each DICOM file can have the patient name and study level attributes in it. They're replicated through each file. This will pull basically the first one out and display it. So if you have more than one patient in a folder, it won't indicate that. It assumes you're really working with a single study or a single patient at a time when it comes to this information. So you'll see a quick summary of what's there. In this area of the screen, you'll see a grid control showing the common attributes. And you can do a couple of things here. One is you can select an image by left-clicking, or select a file, and it will update the actually load the image and display it over here. So you can get a quick review of kind of what's on the file system from an imaging point of view. If you want to get a closer look at the image, you can left double click the image itself and a pop-up window will appear, and you can even maximize it to take up your full screen, in which case you can see a couple of common properties here and even adjust the window level if you want to look at different parts of the image. This is really intended as a quick way of just seeing what's in the system. One other thing I'll notice is that you can sort the image files here by any of these columns at the top here. So one interesting thing could be to sort by Z position if you want to actually look at the axial images of this study in Z order. You could sort by instance number, you could sort by series number, and one of the things that's important for is you can actually start with a large number of files and then remove them from essentially your working set dynamically on the fly. And so what I mean by that is I open a study that has two series, a Scout series and Axial series. If, for example, I didn't really care about the Scouts and I was going to do some analysis or exploration related to just the Axials, what I can very easily do here is choose the two Scout DICOM files and hit the delete key on my keyboard, or right click and choose remove stop instances from list, and it'll remove them from the grid control. Now, removing them that way does not actually delete them from disk. It just removes them from the application in terms of the files it knows about or you're working with at this given time. Furthermore, I may actually look at these images and realize that I don't really care about the first 20 images, so I'm going to delete them. So I'm going to do a shift click to select those images as standard Windows grid control capabilities, delete them from the list, and then maybe I'll scroll down the bottom, and also again I don't care about the last few images, so I'll delete those. And now I have a smaller set of images to work with. Another feature is looking at the DICOM attributes for a given file. So in this case, I'm going to grab this image and double click this row, and it pops up this DICOM attributes dialog. What this dialog does is show the full path to the DICOM file that you're looking at, and it also shows all of the DICOM attributes, including the group element, the name, the length, the size of the actual value, and the value in the window here. You'll notice that in the upper right hand corner there's two checkboxes. By default it'll display non-private attributes and hide private attributes, but you can toggle that, toggle both of those to view different things. So in this case I'm going to enable displaying private attributes, and if I scroll down you'll see a couple of private tags are in this file, and you can see the values. Now in some cases we don't know the VR, that is the type of the file, and so it tries to guess the best it can or display the element or the attribute in different formats. And so in this case we don't know, it's a 4-byte attribute. We don't know if it's a int, like a double word, if it's a single precision floating point number, or a string. So it actually displays that value in all 3 different types to help you kind of understand what's there. I'm going to toggle off private attributes and show another feature. A file may have a large number of attributes and can be difficult to find it sometimes in the list here. And so we have a capability to filter the list down very rapidly. And so for example, if I want to find the patient ID, I just start typing in patient up here, and it whittles down the list of attributes by that what I've typed in. So actually if I want to keep on typing here, patient ID, it's actually just showing the patient ID here. So that's a really quick way of finding specific elements in the large number of attributes that are displayed. Likewise, not only does it search on the DICOM tag, but it can also search on the value of the attributes themselves. So in this case, the patient ID, the actual value is 2178309. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all this, my filter, and start typing in the patient ID. So 217, you'll notice that it actually scanned through that list and found just that attribute. And if I back up to fewer, if I just do 2, you can see there's a number of values that have the number 2 in here, and it shows all of them. This concludes basic usage of the tool. Hopefully you'll find it useful in terms of very rapidly looking at DICOM files on a disk and sorting through them and looking at the attributes and just getting a sense of what's there in a directory. Thank you very much.